everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Baker DeMare and I'm going to show y'all a Costco haul. So this next month, starting on the 10th, my husband and I are going to start Whole30. So most of what we got are Whole30 compliable things. So if you're not sure what Whole30 is, I'll leave a link in the description bar. But basically what you do is you just eat whole foods, essentially foods that come from the earth. You don't have anything like grains or dairy or anything like that. And it cleans your body out. You do it for 30 days, no alcohol, nothing like that. So it's basically very, again, whole foods that come from the earth that are good for your body, that your body can just cleanse of all of the sugar and toxins that are inside of it. If you can't tell, I'm a little sunburnt. We just got back from Costa Rica, so that's what this is. Okay, so let's get started. First, we got some Dunkin' coffee. This is our favorite brand of coffee. And usually it's like $8 or $9 for like a regular sized coffee that you would get at the grocery store, but this was $17.49 I think for this huge thing, which is like 2 or 3 times the size of a regular coffee bag. So this is great. This will last us for a really long time. My husband and I drink lots of coffee, and black coffee is approved on Whole30, so this will be good to go. Next, we got 100% organic, unfiltered, extra virgin olive oil. This brand is called Carapelli. I've actually never tried this before, but we do a lot of cooking as is, but especially with Whole30, you don't do a lot of eating out. You can't really know what exactly the ingredients people are putting in their stuff at the restaurant, so you want to make sure that most of what you're eating is things that you've cooked, so you know exactly what's gone into everything. And olive oil is something that you can have on there, but you want to make sure that it's not super processed. We got, again, organic, and that just means that it doesn't have a bunch of stuff that's added to it. It doesn't have pesticides. It's a lot more natural. But organic is much better for your body because you're not putting all these toxins inside of you. It's a lot more, again, whole and natural and better for your body. Next, we got some organic rice cauliflower, and the ingredients in this, I'm pretty sure, yep, just cauliflower. This is the brand Green Giant, which is obviously a very popular brand. This is a huge bag of this. You can get a bag of this. I think you can get a pound at Trader Joe's for like $3, and this one is 3 pounds, and we got it for $4.49, which is really awesome. So we're gonna use this. Rice cauliflower is really good for kind of a substitute for rice. You can't have rice on Whole30, so it's great to put in. But even if you're not doing Whole30, it's great to just use as a base if you wanna do like a veggie stir fry, if you wanna do anything that you would typically use rice in, maybe a burrito bowl or something like that. This is perfect to use. It's not the exact same consistency as rice is, but it's very similar. Next, we got some potatoes, and these are like the little baby potatoes. It has the red potatoes and the yellow potatoes, or gold, I think is the proper term for it. But these are perfect for if you want to do like grilling them. You can cut them up, cut them in half, and oven bake them, or you can mash them and make them into kind of like a healthier version of mashed potatoes. Obviously, potatoes are kind of a natural carb, but they come from the earth, and if you make sure that they're not coming from something that's super processed or commercially prepared, the only ingredients in these are the potatoes. And again, you want to make sure that it's saying that it's either organic or that it's not processed. Next, we got some carrots, and these are by the brand Cal Organic. It's a huge bag of carrots. Again, if you've never been to Costco, they sell everything in bulk. It's wholesale, so it's a little bit cheaper, but obviously you're getting a lot more food. So I'm sure it's really good for like big families who have lots of children. This is great for them. Or if you're doing something like this where you do a lot of meal prep, which is what we do in our house. We meal prep a lot of things, so we don't mind buying things in bulk. So you can either put it in the refrigerator, or you can put it in the freezer after you've prepared something. Or if you're doing something like Whole30 where you're gonna be eating a lot of carrots because vegetables are mainly what you're eating. So these are just the cut and peeled baby carrots, and we're going to use these for snacks, maybe dipped in some almond butter or just eating plain. We love carrots, so these are a good one. I think these were only, yeah, these were $5.99, which isn't bad at all for all of these carrots. And again, if you're in a regular grocery store, you get like half the size of this for about the same price, so it's definitely worth it. Next, we got some strawberries, and this is from the brand Wish Farms. These are organic, and again, I know that organic is like the trendy thing, and it's a little more expensive, so you're kind of wondering maybe like, why do I need organic? Is that even useful? And it's a lot better for your body. You're not putting added chemicals and pesticides into your body, so we've decided for us that it's more important for us to get something that maybe costs a little bit more, but that you're not putting all those harmful things into your body. So anyways, we got these organic strawberries, and this is 32 ounces of them, so that's a good portion of them. And we'll probably eat most of these as is, plain like this, but sometimes we'll put them in the freezer and use them for smoothies or all kinds of fun stuff. And I think these were $9.99, so $10, but strawberries are usually pretty expensive anyways. You get something like half the size for like $6, so it's really not that much more expensive anyways. Next, we got a 24 count of brown eggs, and these are just the Costco brand. Kirkland is like their brand that they use for all of their stuff. These are awesome as well because they're cage-free, which is great, so the chickens aren't caged up and pumped with hormones and all kinds of nasty stuff, and they also don't have any antibiotics added in them either. So these are natural free-range chickens that run around and naturally have their eggs like chickens are supposed to do, which is why they're brown. They're not anything crazy treated, any of that stuff. So eggs are a huge thing that you do on Whole30 as well, and I know specifically my husband loves eggs. He eats them every morning, at least 3, sometimes 6, depends on the day, but those are really awesome, and those were $6.49, so not too bad for 24 eggs either, especially being cage-free, free of hormones, free of antibiotics, and being organic. Next, we got some asparagus, and we got, I think it's 2.25 pounds of it. This can go in the refrigerator or it can go in the freezer. It just depends on how often you're gonna use it. You don't wanna keep them in the refrigerator for too long or else they'll rot, but usually if you put it in the freezer, they'll be fine for a good amount of time. So we're gonna eat a lot of these on Whole30, but also we just love asparagus in general. And the asparagus was $8.49 for that huge bag. Then we got some raspberries, and these are organic as well. As you can tell, it's kind of like the double pack of them. So at the grocery store, you'd usually just get like, this would be 1 pack and then this would be 1 pack. So it's kind of like in a combined thing, which is nice. And this was $9.49 for this pack as well. But the organic raspberries, super good. Eat them plain or pop them in a smoothie. They're super yummy, full of flavor, and they're natural and good for you. Okay, this is one of my favorite things that we got. This is organic baby spinach. This was $4.49, and this is a huge container of it. It's a pound of spinach, which is awesome. And what I usually do with this is I'll pop it in the freezer and then pull out a handful for a smoothie, or you can keep some of it in the refrigerator, use it for a salad. Baby spinach is really good on salads, but it's also good used in smoothies. You can't really taste it if you only put like a handful in there. If you're kind of freaked out about the whole green smoothie thing, it's really not bad if you put a good amount of fruit in there. It kind of covers up the taste a little bit. But honestly, I kind of like the taste of spinach. I love a good spinach salad. So this is perfect. This will last us a good bit, especially if you keep it in the freezer. Again, if you keep this in the refrigerator, it probably won't last as long, but the freezer obviously will make it last for a little bit longer. Next, we got some bananas, and this is 3 pounds of bananas for $1.99, which is a steal. You can't get anything like that at the grocery store. They're a lot more expensive than that. And plus side, they're organic. So these are good. Obviously, bananas are good by themselves, but I like to chop them up into either halves or thirds and put them in a bag and put them in the freezer. And then I use those in smoothies as well. I usually have a smoothie once a day. I usually like to make one for my husband, Greg, as well, and he eats one about once a day. But they're perfect for adding that creaminess without it being obviously bad for you, as putting in like a milk or something like that. This kind of substitutes that texture that you want without getting the added dairy or the added fat. Bananas are a super good way to make your smoothies creamy while still healthy. Okay, to be honest with you, this next purchase kind of freaks me out. It's 6 bags of these chicken tenderloins. I don't know why raw chicken kind of freaks me out, but it's $22, and it's weird. I'll eat chicken. It doesn't bother me, but I like it when it's cooked and not when it's uncooked. So, but what I plan on doing with that is just preparing all of that at one time. I'll either probably put most of it in the oven. Hopefully all of that will fit at one time. And then I can make either meals out of that or just put it in the freezer as is, so that those are already cooked, and whenever we're ready to have a meal, I can just take them out and pop them in. My husband eats a lot of chicken. He definitely loves meat. I, on the other hand, don't love meat as much, but for his lunches and stuff, whenever he goes to work, these will be perfect to either put over a salad or put with some vegetables. Next, we got some organic yellow squash and zucchini, and all of this was $6.49 for this huge bag. I think there's 4 squash and 5 zucchini, which is awesome. So you can cut these up. You can eat them just like grilled, plain, or you can eat them kind of like flash fried on the stove top. Or you can do, we like to make like zucchini boats. Usually whenever we're not on Whole30, I'm gluten-free, not by choice, but I'm gluten-free, so my husband makes an incredible lasagna, and unfortunately I can't eat it because of the noodles, but what he does is he takes the zucchini and he cuts it open and then kind of makes like a little zucchini boat with the filling that lasagna would have without obviously the noodle part. So we love doing that, but obviously while we're doing Whole30, we can't have cheese or anything like that. So we'll use these either, we might stuff them and put maybe some chicken in there, some ground turkey, some ground beef, something like that, or just cut them up and grill them and eat them plain. Next, we got this huge bag of frozen berries that has organic strawberries, blueberries, cherries, raspberries, and cranberries. And this is perfect. Again, it's a frozen bag, so I'll just plop this in the freezer and then grab a handful of this to use for smoothies, mixed in either with a handful of spinach and some almond butter and banana. That's usually my go-to smoothie mix. But these are really great, again, for smoothies. That's pretty much all we use these for. But I think these were $10 for this whole huge bag of this, and this will last us a long time. Then we got this good sized almond butter. This is about probably 50% bigger than like a normal peanut butter jar. This is almond butter though. On Whole30 you can't have peanut butter, so we're definitely sticking with almond butter for the next month or so, but I honestly like the consistency of almond butter better. It's a little bit thicker. I think it's a little bit creamier. This specific brand is the Kirkland brand, which is the COSTCO brand, and the only ingredients in it are roasted almonds, which is perfect. You don't want something that has a lot of oil in it, that has a lot of sodium added to it. You want to try to get as basic and free of things that are added. You don't want any of that in your stuff. It's not nearly as good for you as just plain old almonds, and it tastes the same. You really can't taste the difference between an almond butter that has all that stuff added and this that has just almonds in it. And I think this was $8 for this big thing, which almond butter is usually pretty expensive. It's usually about $6 for a regular jar. So $8 for a big jar like this is pretty reasonable. And we'll be using a lot of this in our smoothies. We'll be using it on carrots, maybe with some celery. Lastly, we got a pineapple. This sucker was $2.99. I think it's, I'm not sure where it's from, honestly. Oh, it's from Costa Rica. Perfect. We just came from Costa Rica last week, and the pineapple there is absolutely incredible. I hate to say it, but I'm sure that this won't be as good considering it's not fresh right off the tree, but I'm sure it'll still be great. I'm gonna cut this up and use this just for some snacking, maybe in some smoothies if you want more of that like citrusy taste to your stuff. But pineapples are super good. I usually wait like a day or two to cut it just to make sure that it's ready. And that completes this haul. The other couple things that we got were just some antacid, and some toilet paper, some other random household things, some printer paper. But all of this, including all of that food and the extra things that we got some trash bags, all of that together was only $225.27. So that's really awesome. We obviously want to make sure that we're staying in our budget and using places like Costco or Sam's, wholesale places that offer greater deals, even though it may come in a little bit bigger sizes. If you know that you're going to be using lots of a certain product, you're probably better off saving your money and going to a place like Costco or Sam's. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be putting up some more videos soon of lifestyle, beauty, fashion things. If there are certain things that y'all want to see, just leave me a comment down below and feel free to like or subscribe.